It's time sensitive, it's existential, and we're committed to getting it done.
A couple more things real quick. Is it true that the Russians are making moves in Moldova? That's correct. There's a couple of provinces there that are dominated. They're trying to do the same thing they did in Ukraine. They tried to do the same thing with Georgia, some breakaway provinces. Is it true they're starting to move in Moldova?
Of course. So obviously that's why they wanted to annex Crimea, and President Obama let them do it. Literally just walk in there, unimpeded. There's a section of Moldova, it's called Transnistria. Same situation, they've annexed the province, and they want to build out from there. This is their MO. Anybody who thinks that Vladimir Putin will stop Ukraine doesn't know what they're talking about. He's got a broader strategy. He's been transparent about it. He's telegraphed this much. He wants to reconstitute the former Soviet Union. We cannot allow these dictators, Xi Jinping, Vladimir Putin, Kim Jong-un, the Ayatollah, to relitigate World War II. Democracy won over dictatorships in World War II. They're trying to relitigate that, and they're banking on the West and the United States being the flip of the switch.
So the other thing, you're in Pennsylvania. It's obviously a battleground state that Donald Trump won in 2016, lost in 2020. What is the significance of the President of the United States putting on ice all new LNG plants and licenses, knowing that you guys are the second biggest natural gas producer in the country?
Yeah, it's going to be problematic for him. He's got different challenges in different states. Obviously, you're going to see what happens in Michigan today with his struggles there. You accurately portrayed the problem he's going to have in Pennsylvania. And Brian, by the way, nobody begrudges. I mean, I'm certainly a supporter of clean energy. We want to all get there, but we can't do it at a point where it requires us to rely on communist China. It's absolutely insane. This is the problem that Germany, most of Europe, but mainly Germany, ran into when they're buying up gobbles of Russian oil and gas, and then had to go through the painful extraction process once that conflict began. If China were to move on Taiwan, and we're connected to the hip with China on the rare minerals and the lithium that's required for these battery productions, it's insane. So LNG is a tremendous resource. It's a relatively clean energy source, and it's an economic driver, and it, at the very least, can be used as a bridge to get to renewables.
Well, absolutely, and the Western Europe needs it, and we stopped.
Of course.
So why would we not flood them? And we'll be a reliable supplier. They're a great customer. Forever leave Russia to go elsewhere, even when this conflict is over. And for you guys to be to do the fracking to get the natural gas, and for him to freeze these things for some environmentalists, to me is insane. You're not talking about coal production, which got us controversies. I get is nonsensical. So I guess we're going to see what's going to happen on that, and as well as what's going to happen with the funding Ukraine. I know the President Zelensky's on the offensive. Sat down with Brett Baer. Sat down with one of the anchors on CNN. Hopefully, people understand this is in our national interest. When you talk to guys like J.D. Vance, I mean, Matt Gaetz is somebody you just can't deal with. He's just out to be famous. I'm not sure what he's thinking. But guys like J.D. Vance, who you know is intelligent, who fought in the military, like, what did they tell you?
Well, I've never spoken to Mr. Vance, but I've spoken to people in the House certainly that have shared this view, and it's hard to explain, Brian. I don't. Everyone represents their own districts, and I try to be respectful and diplomatic with all my colleagues. I just implore them to try to view this through another angle. This libertarian bent that's creeping conference that I believe is very, very naive to world history is dangerous, because we live in a very small world. We live in a very dangerous world. Dictators are now on the rise, including, by the way, Brian, two NATO countries. I mean, we got to keep our eye on both Turkey and Hungary. There's no mechanism in NATO to remove a country that backslides from democracy to dictatorship, and they could effectively neuter Article 5 with their single veto. So these are all things that we have to keep our eye on. But the fact that only 11 out of 31 NATO countries have met their 2% GDP threshold says it all. It says that they've gone to slip of the switch. They think that World War II and the dictators, they're very real present right now.
I hear you. Karshvik, I'm glad you're doing stuff. You never stop acting. You're always on the move, trying to do your job. I wish more people had your energy and vision and willing to compromise. You only have a 2 or 3 seat advantage. When are people going to realize that? Congressman Brian Fitzpatrick, thanks so much.
You bet. Thanks.
You got it. HR 7372, Defending the Borders, Defending Democracies Act. It's something for everybody. Take a look at it. Don't move.
Coming to you on a need-to-know basis.
This is the WISH Morning News. And join me, Ben Shapiro, in afternoons at 2 on News Talk 93.9 and 1490 WOSH. Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is MediShare. Maybe if we're switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, really, you can save a ton, like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
Ah, winter. With its cold, dry air causing that not-so-nice winter nose feeling. Thankfully, you don't have to wait for warmer weather to clear sinus congestion and send winter nose packing. All you need is Navage Nasal Care. Navage helps soothe the inflamed nasal passages that are often part of colds and infections. It flushes a pure, refreshing saline solution through your sinuses to give you the soothing moisture you need. Navage also sucks out the other irritants trapped in your nose, viruses, dust, bacteria, and germs too. Winter might feel like it drags on forever, but Navage works quickly, helping you breathe more clearly in just 30 seconds. No decongestants required. Navage is a drug-free solution that helps you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier. Get Navage today and make winter a little more bearable. Navage is available online at Navage.com or in stores at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, and Target. Navage, Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
The Everything Spring Expo is coming to the Sunnyview Expo Center in Oshkosh on March 9th and 10th.
Business owners, the Everything Spring Expo is for all businesses, big or small. Now's the time to get a booth and show people what you sell. Offer spring deals and get information to hundreds of people over 2 days.
When was the last time hundreds of people came through your door in just 2 days?
You can get a booth one of 2 ways. Call Jody at the Winnipesaukee Home Builders Association and book your space now. Or you can simply download the contract on the WHBA website at whba.net.
The 2024 Everything Spring Expo is coming to Oshkosh to the Sunnyview Expo Center. If you have projects on your agenda for this spring, this is the perfect place to meet everyone all at once. Get quotes, information, and even book appointments.
Write it down. Saturday and Sunday, March 9th and 10th at the Sunnyview Expo Center in Oshkosh. It's the 2024 Everything Spring Expo.
but most importantly, funding the government and finding some way out. The President of the United States thinks that if the government shuts down, it's going to look bad on Republicans. I think at this point, after the circus that went on with getting rid of Kevin McCarthy, which was terrible, after the things that we've seen before, trying to get a new speaker, which was terrible, and then you see some of the Democrat, some of the other stuff that has gone on. We're in the election season. I think it's just bad for everybody if you don't fund the government. Mike, listen to WNDB. Yeah, thanks, Mike. What's on your mind?
Hey, Brian. Thanks for taking my call. Yeah, Brian, doesn't the ice cream cone ceasefire line sound a lot like I have never once spoken to my son or my brother about their overseas businesses?
Yes.
Hey, Brian, aren't they voting in Michigan today?
Yes.
Does one have to do with the other?
Of him saying, yeah, in a week we got a ceasefire going. Meanwhile, we have no proof of that. So, I mean, by the way, what kind of statement is that? If you're going to make the statement, Mike, here's why I don't think there's much to it. Is because you put the ice cream down, you say, hey, Mr. President, at one point when these cameras come in, step up and ask the question. Just make the statement that we're very optimistic on the Middle East. He doesn't know he's getting that question. He has sitting hanging out with Seth Meyers, still eating. So I think you're actually giving him too much credit. I don't think he was thinking through it all.
No one knows better than you who said he didn't know anything about it.
Yeah, even before I asked him, I go, Mr. Prime Minister, what is news? How do we make news today? And he let me know. He said, no, let me know. So I answered my camera anyway, because I know it's true. Thanks so much. Green Valley Ranch, Grand Event Center, Tuesday about April 27th. 150,000 choking deaths have occurred since LifeVac was invented. LifeVac is the non-invasive airway clearance device that can help save a loved one in a choking emergency. So listen up. LifeVac has helped save over 1,750 lives in 23 countries. Talk about schools, fire, have been saving lives around the world. LifeVac will donate one free unit to every school in America. Just email us schools@lifevac.net. They'll protect your family and loved ones today. Go to lifevac.net right now for your family. Use promo code Brian to save 20%. That's lifevac.net.
It's time for Consumer Cellular, the guy in the air sweater. And this is your wake-up call. If you're paying too much for wireless service, you don't have to keep out on it anymore. Consumer Cellular has the same fast, reliable coverage as the leading carriers for half the cost. So why keep spending more than you have to? Seriously, wake up and call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com.
Savings based on cost of consumer cellular, single line, 1, 5, and 10 gig data plans with unlimited talk and text compared to lowest cost single line postpaid unlimited talk, text, and data plans offered by T-Mobile and Verizon January 2024.
Rachel here from Square's Home Improvement. Did you know that most of the big replacement window companies in the area are owned by East Coast private equity firms? They have big quotas to make big sales and big prices so that their big bosses on the East Coast can earn big fat profits. Square Oaks is owned by me, Rick Rachel, a disabled vet living right here in Foxville. We use the highest quality windows, slow down install them right, we back them up with the best warranties in the business. And I don't have any East Coast bosses breathing down my neck to get those big quotas so they can make their big profits. We sell the same or better quality windows for 20 to 50% less than they do. That's money that stays in your pocket. It's really simple. Better quality, better experience, and better prices. Go to squareoaks.com and look over to schedule an appointment. That's squareoaks.com.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. A group of Democratic senators led by Tammy Duckworth and Patty Murray demanding a vote on their bill to federally protect in vitro fertilization.
I know I'm not alone when I struggle to understand how politicians who support this kind of policy can possibly call themselves pro-life.
Senator Duckworth says the bill is needed in the wake of the Alabama Supreme Court ruling that says frozen embryos should be considered children. This hour, the top 4 congressional leaders are at the White House for discussions with President Biden about keeping the government open past this weekend if there is no deal in place to avert a partial government shutdown by Friday. Lunch hour could get more expensive soon. Wendy's says it's experimenting with the idea of having the prices on its menu fluctuate throughout the day based on demand. It's sort of like the prices surge and Uber and Lyft implement higher charges during rush hour. And Macy's is planning to close 150 stores over the next 3 years, it says. This is ABC News. Here's something you may not have known. Today is World Pokemon Day. And while that may have a lot of people thinking about video games or cartoons, ABC Husky says some collectors are focusing on something a little older.
Pokemon launched in Japan in 1996, but the official trading card game didn't make its way over to the United States until 1999, which means that now those cards are considered vintage.
It's way bigger than people realize.
Matt Turner is the CEO of Collectors. He says they're now seeing far more people submit Pokemon cards to be appraised.
Pokemon is twice as big as baseball.
Baseball cards are on average more valuable, but even
in Pokemon, though, there are cards now that are well over $1 million.
Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
It may take several yardsticks to measure the snow expected in parts of California this weekend. Get this. National Weather Service says an incoming winter storm could drop up to 12 feet of snow in some parts of the Sierra Nevada. The heaviest snow expected Friday through Sunday. Sherry Preston, ABC News.
Give the star in your life the brightest gift in the world. Name a star after them. This is Rocky News on the International Star Registry. For $59, call 800-282-3333 or visit starregistry.com. You can name a star for birthdays, weddings, or even memorials. Over 45 years, we've named millions of stars for celebrities and individuals from around the world. The star you name will be recorded and performed in the U.S. Copyright Office. Visit starregistry.com or call 800-282-3333.
States were prohibited by law. Loans are subject to bank approval. See website for details.
Daddy, your credit card bill came, and we're maxed out.
Maxed out cards is due. We just need some extra cash to help us get by.
Maybe we should go to 27cash.com.
With Carbad Credit,
27cash.com is one of the largest personal loan networks. They can help people with any type of credit get up to $5,000 in cash to hit our bank account as soon as tomorrow.
if you need extra cash, go to 27cash.com. That's 27cash.com. 27cash.com. You can't buy a best friend. You can love them, walk them, pet them, and care for them. People want to. Getting to the picture. Just stay in bed. You can't go to best friend program. You can't go talk to them. There are millions of dates waiting for a best friend just like you. Get the single private best friend story.